Hey folks, my name is Adam and I like to make tiny nerdy things, and a little while ago I made a BB-8 Hulkbuster that I think was pretty neato. Now given that May the 4th was a few short days ago, I thought it might be appropriate to make a compliment in the way of this monstrosity that I have lovingly named Master Yoda. Now the plan here is to have Master Yoda coming in at a healthy 6 inches tall so as to stand slightly shorter than the already built BB-8 Buster that I made earlier. He is, however, a pretty chunky boy, so I'm going to need to make sure that he's got an extra strong skeleton underneath. To that end, I've made a double wound helix of steel wire which will then get wrapped in a thick layer of adamantium foil. Once it's been taped together to keep it from unraveling, I can start adding the clay. But like, a lot of clay. Remember how I said this guy was going to be 6 inches tall?
Coming in at a healthy 6 inches tall.
Well, for the first time in my life, when I've said something is 6 inches, this time it's actually larger rather than smaller. In fact, by the end, Master Yoda is going to be roughly 9 inches tall. Now the problem lies in the fact that I broke my printer while making knockoff Pokemon cards, so I was forced to rely on my outstanding painting skills to make a scale instead. Of course, because it had the proportions reminiscent of a Picasso painting, I ended up eyeballing the scale for the armature, which resulted in a significantly larger model by the end. Basically, I started out making Kevin Hart, but ended up with The Rock. Which is fine, because if you're going to cock up the scale on any character, then it may as well be a ridiculously muscular green anger monster. Now up until this point, I've focused on building an extra thick base that I can carve my muscles out of, but to help humanize things, I'm going to give them a little temporary head before getting started on the anatomy layout. Now when it comes to building an overly muscular model, I like to work in stages. Well, I suppose I work in stages for everything. Otherwise, I just go to the store and buy a finished product, but the point I'm trying to make is that I like to start by getting all the clay onto the armature in a roughly humanoid blob before I even worry about where the muscles go. After that, I can come back through and do a very rough layout of where each of the major muscle groups are, and then slowly work my way to finer and finer detail. I find if you're focused on the minute details right off the bat, you never end up getting anywhere, and it's really easy to psych yourself out thinking you're not making any progress. By starting with big sweeping motions first, you get an immediate sense of satisfaction that's hard to replicate legally. For my part, I like to start with the back since it's the biggest and most interesting, but I have to admit I have trouble with the various muscles of the arm. It probably has something to do with the fact that my own arms have the muscular definition of a pool noodle, but at least with the Hulk, his muscles are so oversized that part of his style is anatomical inaccuracy. Of course, if you're ever trying to get anatomical accuracy, I always recommend having some sort of reference, since what you remember is rarely what exists, and if you try to make a body based on what you think a body looks like, you're going to end up with something not quite right. Of course, you're currently watching me make a horrifying amalgamation of Yoda and the Hulk, so maybe take what I say with a grain of salt. Now, I purposely oversized his legs with the intention of removing clay to get the leg shape, but of course when it comes to heroic ham chops, big is never big enough, so I'll make sure to really build them up. Otherwise, once I've got the layout for the muscles, I can start removing clay to refine the shape. Now, one of the tricky parts when combining characters is deciding which characteristics to keep from each person. In this case, we're mostly just the Hulk with a Yoda head, so to help balance the Disney scales, I figured I'd give him Yoda feet, which means it keeps the standard 5-toe template, but with a somewhat abnormal layout. I actually think this makes more sense than how our feet currently work. Like, I don't understand how we haven't evolved past toes. I understand why we have a section of the foot that moves independently from the rest of the foot, for balance and because you need to have something to bang against the wall in the middle of the night, but why not evolve into something like ninja shoes? You'd have your big toe, and then you'd have an even bigger toe. And no toenails. Those things are weird.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Anyways, with the weird toenails added, I can start to really refine the shape of the muscle and begin to get the finer details sorted out. I'll start by finalizing the shape of the muscles, removing any excess, and then balancing each of the sides before giving everything a once over to blend any of the particularly sharp edges in. Now, I want the muscles to be really well defined, but there shouldn't be any sharp lines since it's still an organic body. Now for the most part the body is all but finished, however the forearms still need a bit of work, but before I can add the finishing touches, I need to make his hands. His hands fortunately are pretty easy. After all, Yoda's only got 2 fingers and a thumb, which means I've got roughly half the amount of work I normally have to do, which means I was able to make 2 hands in the time it normally takes me to make 1. Now I wanted Yoda to be striking that quintessential Incredible Hulk pose, so I'm going to make his right hand balled up into an adorable little 3-fingered fist. And with the fist figured out, I can add some of the meat to the palm of his hand, add some knuckles on top, then blend it all into the forearm. On the other hand, his left hand will be left open, doing that weird open palm flexing thing that you always see superheroes doing. Of course, you can't have a Yoda hand without creepy fingernails, so I made sure to give him some. Then it's on to the head. I'll start by making a little ball of foil and then wrapping that in a thin layer of clay. Now I've made a couple of pre-baked balls that will be his eyes, which will then get covered in a bunch of little wormy deedlies that will be the first layer of his many eye-related wrinkles. Then I can smoosh a little blob of clay onto the bottom, which will be his mouth, and another little ball will be his nose. And from here, it's just a case of adding little blobs until I've got an appropriately wrinkly ball of a head that vaguely resembles Yoda. Once the overall shape is looking pretty good, I can add those patented Yoda forehead wrinkles before haphazardly adding wrinkles and laugh lines across the entirety of the face. Then the head gets smooshed into the small neck crater that I created off camera, blended into his trapezius, and given the always required Yoda wrinkles. Finally, I can embiggen some of his neck veins, make that sternocleidomastoid really pop, and then give Yoda his extra thick turkey neck. Of course, what's a Yoda without those ears? Now I'll start with a couple of cones smooshed onto the side of his head, then through a series of carves and cuts and pokes and prods, I'm left with what I think is, in a super weird twist of fate, my most accurate character portrait ever. And of course, it's gonna be on the body of a ridiculously jacked Yoda. Otherwise, the vast majority of the sculpting work is done, so all I have left to do is the minute detail. I'll start by adding some ripples between his muscles, by blending them with a ball stylus, and then I can begin the slow and tedious work of adding copious amounts of unsettlingly large veiny dealies. Now with my last vein in place, it's time for a final smoothing with a quick once-over of isopropyl alcohol. Now the alcohol works to soften the top layer of clay, allowing me to gently blend each piece in with the others while still retaining all the fine detail. It also helps to get rid of my fingerprints, which means that apart from this video, no one will ever be able to link this crime of a creation to me. Otherwise, it's into the oven to cure, and it's time to get painting. And for this particular model, I'm cracking out the old airbrush. I'll start by mixing up a nearly black but also a little bit green shade to spray into all the cracks, which will be my pre-shading that allows me to blend subsequent lighter coats of green into, which ought to give me a pretty nice gradient. This sort of technique is absolutely achievable using a paintbrush, but it takes a lot more skill and patience, and those are two things that I don't generally have in abundance. So instead I'm going to take advantage of what I do have, which is tools. Finally, to give a little bit of variation in the coloring, I'll add some strategic yellow highlights, which work wonders in making that green a lot more vibrant and interesting. A quick dry brush will highlight the veins, then I can paint the toenails and fingernails with a bone white. I'll follow this up with a very thick coat of umber wash to make him look extra gnarly before finally painting his eyes. Now Yoda's a tiny bit boss-eyed, so don't worry if he kind of looks like he's looking in two different directions at once. It's totally intentional. No comments. Now I'm sure some of you are yelling at your screen. You said this was Yoda and the Hulk. You didn't say this was also going to be a Ken doll. Well, don't worry, I'm going to fix that now. Not by making him, I'm going to make him some pants. I wanted to make sure that I got the entire body painted green before I added the pants so that I could get into all those hard to reach places without trousers getting in the way. I'm also going to eschew the Hulk's stretchy purple pants in favor of Yoda's brown Jedi robes, and to make that texture, I'm going to use a microfiber cloth and then run that through my pasta machine with the clay, which should in the end leave me with a pretty smart looking texture. Then it's just a case of cutting the clay into appropriately sized pieces and building a ragged pair of brown Jedi trousers. Once I've got the pants sorted out, a whole slew of strategically placed wormy dealies will work as the various wrinkles and folds in the fabric. These get blended into the shorts, and once I've got an adequate number of wrinkly dealies, I can take my microfiber cloth and retexture any of the smoothed out sections. Using a scalpel, I'll carefully cut various gouges and tears into the fabric, making sure not to damage the skin underneath. And then a pair of tweezers and a little pulling action works wonders for adding torn edges to pants. Finally, Yoda's pants are pretty simplistic, but belts are super fashionable right now, so I'll at least give them a nice fabric wrap. Now the brown clay works wonderfully as a base coat, but it's pretty one-toned, so I'll go over the entire thing in a darker shade before hitting all the raised areas with varying degrees of lighter shades. This is akin to how I painted the body, but with the pants, if it ends up looking terrible, I can pretend like it's just dirt or oil stains and it was intentional from the get-go. Then a final dry brushing on all the edges with a lighter khaki color, and it's time to add the most important part of the entire build, his hair. I'll coat his shiny green dome with a little PVA glue, then stick a cotton ball on top. Now, I seriously considered leaving it like this and giving him a toupee because, let's be honest, this looks kinda awesome. But I figured I'd bastardize these two characters enough already, so I'll yank off the toupee, which will leave me with some very wispy, Yoda-appropriate tufts of hair. Otherwise, Yoked is finished and we're on to the Glamour Shots. As always, a massive thank you to the patrons of Patreon that both enable and encourage the continued creation of whatever the hell this thing is. And a very special shout out to my newest patrons, Fin, San Verdellen, Hopeless Romantic, Itamar Karen, Allison Poirier, Canadian Unicorn, Casey, Chowney, Kinnan Macaulay, Suspicious Fish, Ali Moo, Lynx, Azari, Bunny, A Toasty Cat, Hinks, Emily Packard, and Matthew66. You are the uncomfortably muscular green body upon which this Yoda head of a channel rests. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of these sorts of things, then I don't know, that seems weird, but I'm not complaining. Sharing and liking, of course, helps, but if you've made it this far, then you probably already know that. Happy belated Star Wars Day, everyone. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Cheers.